Sorry.
No problem. Oh, I've got the playlist. It's playlist number 9. First
Nine.
song is Husks and Shells. And I'm
Ooh.
going to say that again because there's still people coming in. If you're, Genevieve, if your internet is unstable, just take your video out and that'll help. Okay, so I think we're probably about ready now, so let's begin. Just making sure, okay, yeah. All right, so again, it's playlist number 9. We'll get started at 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you can press your start button. Oh, and there's still some sounds here, so I'm going to mute you all again. Okay. We'll start on our backs. So this is, we're going to try to open up the shoulders, bring a little bit of softness and then strength into the upper back. And we're going to start on our backs with one block at our shoulder blades like so, on the flat, the lowest one possible. Bring you down a little bit like that. And what's in here? Okay. And the second one you can put on the second plate. Okay. And try to find the shoulder blades as you roll kind of up and over that block. You'll find the position for your head. We're going to take our arms and just kind of roll the shoulders up and over so the chest opens up a little bit more. So feel the tops of the shoulders cascade up and over towards the floor. And then you can bring your feet into any position that's comfortable. So either knees together, knocking in like a constructive rest. You can do a bound angle pose. You can just stretch them out straight. And as we get comfortable here, you'll start to feel with each exhale that the body starts to envelop this block. And imagine as you inhale, the block kind of pushing into the back of the chest so that the front of the chest opens up a little bit more. And notice what that does up and around the neck and shoulders, and can you translate that sensation into even more opening? When you feel ready, you can take the top block or your head block and just spin it so it's a little lower. So you're now chest and head on the same level. And as long as that doesn't pull it all in the neck, stay here for a couple of breaths. Take about 4 more breaths here. I want you to really feel that sensation of the block lifting the heart up, because we're going to keep coming back to this feeling even when the block is no longer there. And now we're going to start with a little bit of sit-up type poses for the upper abdominal. So again, you can bend your knees here and you can knock them together, or you can just walk your feet and knees together, your ankles and knees together. I'm going to lift our head up with the block and then just place the hands underneath the block or underneath the head and rest the block on the side. Elbows are going to come in towards each other. As we inhale, we're going to open up, kind of dropping the head down towards the floor, feeling the chest open up. Now your hands are doing the work here, not your head. Let just the head sink downwards, elbows hugging in. As we take our next exhale, we're going to roll through the spine, lifting our elbows up towards our knees. Come back down on the inhale. If you want to open up the elbows, you can, and as you exhale, draw them in and roll yourself up. Open up, inhale, and exhale, close, and draw in. So let's do, let's say, 5 more. Squeeze. So you can slow down the action so that you can really feel, as you open up here, the whole chest, the whole torso opens up, all the muscles expand, and as you exhale, you're contracting everything in, but try not to move from your head and don't pull on your head. Just kind of move from your body, from your torso, from the spine. Two more. Beautiful. And from here, you can keep holding on to the head, just resting the head into the hands, or you can take your arms and reach them forward. And if you're reaching forward, let the ears draw back a little bit. Press into the left leg. Let's take that right leg up. And stretch it away. And 2. And away. And 3. 4. And 5. Beautiful. Up, 1. And 2. 3. 4. And 5. Beautiful. Let's grab hold of the back of the leg and just draw it in. And then release it. And let's take the second leg up. Stretch out, 1. Your hands can be behind the head. So again, just notice here, we're trying to contract from the core. The head is resting. 3. 4. And 5. Up, 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Beautiful. Let's draw the leg in. And we'll just kick the right leg straight. You can roll yourself up just by kicking that heel straight. And then we'll come up now into a downward facing dog. Hands at the top of the mat. Stretch the leg up and back behind you. And let the head go here. And now feeling that heart kind of dropping down towards the arms, can you feel the block behind your back? Press the hands down and forward. Start to lift the hips up and back. Bend one knee, drop the other heel down. Lift up nice and high, we'll move to the second side. To the first side again, this time as we drop the heel down, draw the tail over towards the right. Ooh, feel the outer right hip draw back as the as the tailbone draws to the right. A little IT work. And back up. We'll switch to the second side. So the heel drops down, and then the tailbone draws over towards the left as the outer hip draws back. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up. So to walk our feet forward towards the front of the mat, toe heel all the way up. And then bend your knees enough that your whole body can kind of drop over the legs at the back of the neck, be long here. Feel your feet press into the floor. You can even just feel your feet warm them up a little bit. But feel as you connect with your feet, you'll also notice how they can start to root a little bit down more into the mat. We're going to start to roll ourselves up. Press down, let's lift those arms up. Palms together, we'll look up over the head. Exhale, hands will slide down towards our heart. Let's start some sun salutations. We'll start with a little opening up first. Inhale up, exhale, fold forward. Hands are going to come to the shins as we lengthen into a flat back. Hands to the floor, we'll step our right leg back. The back knee can drop to the floor if you want. It's the way I like it, so we'll continue to move back and forth here. You don't have to have the back knee on the floor. You can also use some blocks. to make this pose even more accessible and enjoyable. Beautiful. As we come forward, we'll inhale, sweep the arms up. And as we exhale, let's take that left arm down, reaching the right arm up and over, but up first, and then a little over, feeling the left arm kind of dropping down. Your head, your shoulders, your hips are up against that imaginary wall. And then we're going to inhale, both arms back up, we'll look up. Hand back to the floor, we'll step back, coming into plank pose. Press the floor away from you, melt the heart down. Reach out to the heels, reach out to the head. Pull the hands and the toes towards each other. Hold. We're going to tap the knees to the floor. Pull the hands a little back so we roll to the tops of our knees, and then we'll lower down to the mat. And we'll start with a little bit of cobra. So peel the shoulders into place and peel yourself off the mat. Exhale, roll yourself back down. So again, maybe arms draw in a little bit more. As you lift up and the heart comes forward, can you feel the tailbone reaching back towards the heels? One last time. And as you roll back in, slide the hands right underneath the breast, press hands and knees into the floor. We're up. And it's tabletop position or downward dog as you roll through upward dog, downward dog, or cat and cow. Beautiful. Let's come up now into tabletop. If you're in cat and cow, we'll lift the knees off the floor, melt the heart. And then press the hands forward, draw the belly to the thighs. Feel your hands pressing down, but also feel that equal opposite kind of lift up as if the wrists are jumping forward and up towards the ceiling. And then start to press the tops of the thigh bones back. Beautiful. We're going to look forward and take that right leg forward now. And again, we'll drop the back knee to the floor, maybe as we rock back and forth. All right, on the next inhale forward, we'll sweep up. As we exhale, we're going to take that right arm down, reaching the left arm up and over. Lean yourself back, feel the heart reaching up towards that hand in the air, and then there's a cascade up and over. To the right as that right hand weighs you down. One more breath here. As we inhale, we'll come back up, palms together, looking up. Both hands will touch the floor as we step the back leg forward now and pull forward. Inhale, we'll come into our flat back. Find length from head through tailbone. Take all that length with you as you fold back down into forward. Press down through the mat. We'll roll up or maybe come up flat back, whatever makes sense to you. Palms together. And hands are going to come down through the heart. Heart up into the hands as you inhale. Keep the heart lifted. Release your hands. Just take a moment here as you settle in to your mountain pose, feeling yourself connect to the floor, feeling yourself kind of take up the power of your body. This is yours. Claim it. All right, moving on. Inhale, lift the arms up, palms together, looking up. Exhale, we're folding forward again. Maybe this time with a hinge, maybe not yet. Lengthening into a flat back. We're going to take our hands to the floor. We're going to step our left leg back this time. And if you want, you can spin the left fingers out to the side. We're going to take our right hand right to the back of our head. And then now you can keep it on the shoulder too, especially if this creates a lot of tension in the neck or the shoulder. Just take it to the shoulder and then feel from the left wrist, this lengthening up, and out through that top elbow. And again, if the hand is the back of the head, same thing here. So big chest opening. Now, if you want here, you can start to do some circles with that right elbow. You may want to do it at the shoulder though. Now, can you feel that opening as you lift that elbow up towards the sky? A big opening through the chest. Switch directions. Beautiful. Let's take that arm up towards the sky again. So nice straight line from wrist through elbow. And if that's happening, the elbow is not forward. And if it is forward, that's fine. Just focus on trying to feel the chest opening here. But if it is already open, you can take that arm up. Take that arm over the head. Beautiful. We'll take it back down to the floor. We'll spin that left hand to face back forward again. Here we are again in plank pose. And this time, pulling the hands and toes towards each other, heels and head away. We'll tap the left knee down. Inhale, we'll reach it up and back. And the right knee down. And back. And left. And back. And right. Now, if you want to put both of them down, you can. We're going to roll ourselves forward, but pulling the hands back, and then bend the elbows will come all the way down to the floor. Tops of the feet flat, arms wide and forward again, loop the shoulders, peel up. Here, we'll stay for a moment or two as we pull the heart towards the front of the mat. Feel the upper arms drawing back. Feel the tailbone reach back towards the heels, a nice long sacrum. And then let's just twist, looking over our right shoulder, feeling the left shoulder draw over to the left. The left collarbone widen to the left. Take a look, can you see both heels? You can wiggle. Come back through center, pressing both hands forward or roll back through center. And then rolling all the way over to the left. Collarbone moving, right collarbone moving to the right. Beautiful, coming back through center. Exhale, rolling back down. Slide the hands back. Press hands and knees into the floor again, or hands and toes as you lift up through cat and cow, opposite direction. So inhaling up into cat, exhaling down into cow, or doing cat and cow, or upward dog, downward dog again. All right, and if you are in cat and cow, you're going to come into tabletop again. We'll press up at the heels. We'll hold those knees up, melt the heart. Start to feel as if the body is not dropping to the floor, but actually starting to get a little lighter. And then we'll press the hands forward, draw the thighs back. Lengthen from the hands all the way up to the hips, feeling the wrists and the forearms energetically bounce forward and up. Beautiful, we'll stretch the legs straight now. And then let's turn, look forward and take that left foot forward towards the hand. We're gonna spin the right hand so that the fingers are facing out, so it's a wrist stretch. And then it's a nice big stretch from one wrist to the other shoulder. Hand can be on the back of the head. Try not to let the right hip follow around. Now let's do some circles with that left elbow. 1, 2. Switch directions now. And remember, as you straighten that arm, if it's not right on top of the wrist, just work to open the chest up. Feel the opening through the pecs. If it does open up, then hand over head. Maybe hand over in front of you. One more breath here. Exhale, both hands back to the floor. We'll flip that right hand forward and step forward as we fold. Pressing down to the floor, let's start to roll up because it feels so nice. And really, as you plant down to the floor, feel how that allows you to grow a little longer. Take the arms up overhead. Palms up, look up. Exhale, hands are going to slide down through your heart. Heart up into the hands as you inhale. Keep the heart lifted. Release your hands. And again, take a moment. Notice your mountain pose. Excuse that. Inhale, come on up again. All right, let's keep going. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the shins, lengthen. Hands to the floor, we'll step back into plank. We're holding our plank again, lengthening. You know you can tap your knees down. This time we're going to come down on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and you made it down. Try to keep the hands where they are as you roll up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down, nice and slowly. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good stuff. All right, so let's try this now. Let's take our hands to the back of the head again. So we did this lying on our backs. Let's try to do this now lying on our bellies. I want you to imagine you have that block behind your shoulder blades. Hands can either come to the back of the head or just kind of cupcake around the ears, pointing the elbows out away from each other. Plant the feet, plant the pelvis, and as you lift up, feel the tailbone reaching back as the heart reaches forward. 1, touch back down. And 2, and down. And 3, and 4, belly in, and 5. Nice. Slide the hands back, press hands and knees into the floor, lift up. Downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale here, and a big exhale through the mouth. Again. Lift the heels up nice and high. Exhale, bend the knees, make your way to the front. And fold. Press down to the floor as you make your way all the way up, arms overhead. Hands come down through your heart. Heart up into the hands as you inhale. Keep the heart lifted, release your hands. Exhale, let's do it again. Up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Hands to the shins, lengthen. Hands to the mat, make your way through Vinyasa, whatever that means to you. And we're coming into downward dog, we'll hold our dog for 5 breaths. So just make, both your hands, and even you can look at them or in your awareness. Make sure that they're pointing but not overdoing it, or spread but not overdoing it. You feel this energy lengthening you upwards. And just find the breath. The last 3 breaths, just be still. Lift our heels up nice and high, bend the knees, look forward, make your way to the front. Fold. Press down, lift up, arms overhead. Hands to the heart. One more time, just like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Hands to shins, lengthen, flat back. Hands to the mat. Keep that length with you. Shoot your legs back if you're coming into chaturanga. Reach through with your upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, find your stillness. All right, we'll lift our heels up nice and high. Exhale, bend the knees, make your way to the front. We'll fold forward. Press down all the way up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Heart up into the hands. Keep the heart lifted. Release the hands. Exhale. All right, so let's grab our blocks and be close to a wall. Just gonna move into the calves just a little bit. So, kind of like a door, we're just gonna stretch out our ankles. You can get your foot in a diagonal to the block and then bend the knee, get into the Achilles a little bit. And then you can straighten the front leg and bend the back knee a little bit. And then straighten the back leg, bend the front knee. Straighten the front leg, then the back. So I guess you don't really need a wall here, but you need to make sure that the block doesn't move on you. Okay. We'll switch directions or switch feet. So get yourself into a nice diagonal here, bend that front knee. Nice stretch to the backside leg and then bend the back knee. Stretch to the back. Front knee bends. Back knee bends. 2 more. And last one. Beautiful. All right. As we step back now, come into Uttanasana. The backs of the ankles are stretched out. I'm going to pull the shins back and have a seat pretty low. I'm going to pull our inner thighs and kind of spit them back behind us. And notice here that the hips are kind of leaning on those front thighs. We're going to take our hips now and lift them up off the thighs, reaching the fingers away from the tailbone. Excellent. Keep reaching and breathing. Beautiful. Inhale will come up. Exhale will fold forward. Hands to the shins, lengthen. And make your way through a vinyasa. So you may notice I switch my vinyasas. It's really what I'm feeling at that very moment. We're going to take our right leg forward. We'll come up into a high lunge. Beautiful. We're going to stay up here for another breath or two. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to fold halfway down, reaching the hands back behind you. And let's just do a little bit of swimming. So we're going to take our arms forward. And then as if we have a TheraBand, we're going to pull the hands apart and bend the elbows, trying to bring them together. Straighten them back behind you, swim them forward again. Exhale, holding on to this imaginary rubber band, pulling it apart, elbows come together, then arms straighten. Back and the neck long, sweep the arms forward. 2 more. Beautiful. As we come forward, this time reach the hands forward. We're going to take the hands back down to the floor. We'll spin that back heel to the midline. Right hand wraps around the back side of the left hip. Left arm comes forward. From that back of the heart, we lift ourselves up. Release that back arm, palms together. Warrior 1. Bend that front knee a little bit more. Lift the heart up just a little bit more. Let's exhale, we'll come back down. Let's move through Vinyasa. Left leg comes forward. We're going to come up into our lunge. Find your heart lifting up and away from the hips, soft the shoulders, down away from the ears. Try to find real comfort here. As we exhale, we're going to come halfway down, reaching the head forward away from the heel. Arms back behind you. Let's start swimming. Inhale, take the arms forward. Pull the elbows towards each other, reach the hands back. Arms sweep forward. 2. 3. 4. Last one. Sweep the arms forward, reach away from the heel. We'll take both hands to the floor. We'll spin the back heel to the midline with some space between the heels. Left arm comes around, right arm comes forward. From the back of the heart, lift yourself up. Bend that front knee, release the back arm, both palms together, we're looking up at them. Pull the legs towards each other, lengthen, feel space. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Moving through a Vinyasa. Exhale. Downward dog, but maybe not. Maybe let's bring our forearms to the mat. So my arms are lined up like train tracks. I'm going to bring the palms together. Start to walk my shoulders back away from my forearms so that as I make my way up into a dolphin pose, my shoulders are back behind the elbows. Let the head go here. Breathe. So keeping those shoulders either stacked on top of the elbows or a little bit back behind them, away from the hands. Start to walk your feet up. Breathe. So this is a place that you're looking for your power source. It's hard. Okay, so if you feel like, oh my God, my breath is just, it's going away from me, that's okay. Do that. That's where it is. So find that breath. Spend your energy finding the breath. You want to lift the leg up, you can. You want to try the other one, you can. And then come back down and take a little break. Back up through downward dog. Lift the heels up nice and high, bend your knees, make your way back to the front. And fold. Bend your knees or come up through Uttanasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Feel the heart lift up into the hands as you inhale. Again, find that block in the back of your body. And then release your hands. Just take a few breaths here. Here again, finding that mountain pose, finding that strength. Feeling yourself rooted in your own power. Beautiful. Actually, I'm going to go to this side. Sorry. Inhale, lift. Bend our knees again. Come through Uttanasana. And fold. Hands to the shins as you come into your Ardha. Hands to the floor, making your way through Vinyasa. Oh, that's so funny. All right, so hold on, I'm flipping around again here. Sorry about that. We're going to take our right leg forward. Right away, make your way up into Warrior One pose. And you may want to have a block at the front of your mat here. So if you don't yet, you can put one there. We're going to have our hands come to our heart. We're going to come into Warrior Three. So plant that right foot. And as you lift the back heel off the floor, reach the head away from it. Keep that left hip looking down. And here again, if you need the block, or the block is right here if you need it, so you can grab hold of it. Reach out from the inseam of that left leg. Lengthen out to the crown of the head. 2 more breaths here. If you're shaking, excellent. Then we're going to bend that right leg, tap that left leg down, sweep up through a lunge. We'll open up Warrior Two. Okay, let's add a little arm work. Inhale, sweep the arms up, stretch the front leg. As we exhale, pull the hands back down into this like goddess-like pose. Stretch the arms up. Inhale, sweep up. Pull them down. Feel the strength of the biceps hugging into the arms. Stretch them straight. 3. Pull down. Hold for a second. Heart lifts. Reach the arms up. 4. And last one. Excellent. Let's take that right arm onto the right thigh. We're going to just start with our left hand reaching forward, kind of to the pointing out to the left of the mat. Draw that shoulder into the shoulder girdle. Start to spin the pinky finger down. You're going to start to feel your left underarm hollowing. And then keeping that, reach those fingers away from that back foot. Feel the connection between the foot rooting down and the left hand lifting up. And notice if that makes that right hand easy to lift off that left leg. Pull the legs towards each other. Excellent. We're going to come out of this by taking our left arm back, our right arm forward. We're back into warrior two. Let's drop the back hand. We'll come back through a little exalted warrior. Lift that heart. Beautiful. Back through your warrior two. Straighten that front leg. We're going to spin ourselves open into a 5-pointed star. Let's get into those obliques a little bit by sliding the right arm down, left arm over. Contract the abdominals, lean up against a wall behind you. So most of the weight here is in your legs. Don't let it just dump into that right hand. Inhale back up. Over to the left. Squeeze, contract through the left obliques. Lengthen through the right head, shoulders up against that wall. Inhale back up. First side. And up. And second side. And up. If you want to make this harder, arms up over the head, reach through the fingers. We'll do one more set after this. Beautiful. Back, we'll take the arms wide. We're going to turn the heels in. Goddess. Take the hands to the back of the head here. Right elbow, right knee. Inhale up. Left elbow, left knee. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Stretch everything straight. Turn the heels out. Fold forward. Let the head go. If you want here again, you can drop the forearms towards the floor, lifting the sits bones up. You can hold on to the outer edges of the feet, pressing the elbows out. Start to bend into those legs, get into the inner groin a little bit. All right, we're going to take our right hand in front, like out to the left edge of the mat in the front of our head, and take the left hand to the right outer foot, ankle, knee, and just start to bend the left elbow back as you twist the heart through the space between arms. And if you want, you can bend that left knee, getting a little bit more into that left shoulder. Breathe. Beautiful. We'll release that, come back through center. You can come into a flat back for a moment. And then we'll fold back down again, start to walk over towards the second side. Take that left hand forward, right hand to the outside of the left leg. We'll start to spin the rib cage open and then bend the right knee back as you get into that right shoulder. Breathe. Excellent. We're going to release that. We're going to walk ourselves back to the front of the mat. And then through your vinyasa, downward facing dog. Left leg is going to come forward now. We're spinning right up into warrior one classical stance. Beautiful. Hands are going to come to the heart, maybe, or you can keep them forward as we make our way through to warrior 3. So roll off that back foot. Keep the right hip looking down from the inseam. Reach out to the heel. From the belly button, reach out to the crown of the head. There might be a little bit of shaking here. You can use your block if you want. Keeping your hands on the block, you keep your hands on your thigh. Whatever makes sense. 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, you'll start to bend that left knee, tap the right leg back, sweep up through a lunge. We'll open up warrior 2. Inhale, we'll sweep up. We bend the elbows, coming into like a goddess, and then release the arms out. Inhale up, 2. 3. 4. 5. Nice. Let's drop into a little exalted warrior, dropping that left shoulder, lifting up the heart. Pulling the legs towards each other, feeling that lift up through the pelvis as opposed to energy splaying out. So feel that difference. Then we're going to inhale, come up. And we're going to take that left elbow to the left knee. You're going to take that right arm forward to the right edge of the mat. Draw the right shoulder back into the shoulder girdle. Start to spin the pinky finger down. Feel that underarm hollow. And then reach that hand up and away from that back foot. Feel the balance between the two and notice that that takes the weight out of that left arm. Hold for 3 and 2. And we're going to take that right arm back, take the left arm forward, pull ourselves up. We're back into warrior 2. We'll straighten that front leg again. Here we are again in goddess pose. Sink a little lower. Take our arms back and just imagine the forearms drawing back a little bit, lift the heart. See if you can once again find that block in your back as you feel the inner thighs reaching out towards the center of your feet. We sink a little bit lower. Can you feel your glute muscles engage? Maybe sink a little lower. Yes. One more, maybe one more. Feel your feet connect, pull them back. 2 more breaths. I know you can do it. You can do anything for one last breath, yeah? And then press into the feet. Feel all that energy shaking as you stretch. Lengthen those legs. We're going to spin the heels out. And we're going to slowly fold forward. Let the head go here. So this time, if you want, this is Saturday, so if you do want to come up into a forward or into a headstand, so if it's part of your practice, you've got this 2 variations of it. You can do the tripod. Just press into the hands, roll up the heels, eventually the feet just start to lift. You can also do with your forearms down, similar, lift the heels up, press into the forearms, eventually those abdominals kick in and the legs lift up. Lift the shoulders up to the ears, press the forearms down, breathe. If you're just in a forward fold, it's also excellent, you're still getting an inversion. And then slowly coming back down again. If you're up, walk to one leg. Inhale up, walk to the second. Beautiful, and then we'll come back to the front of the mat. And we'll make our way through one last vinyasa here. Downward facing dog. Okay. From your downward dog, We're gonna again press our pelvis down into the floor. As you press your pelvis down, so there's two different things that can happen. Well, there's many things that can happen, but I mean, two things that you can really feel. As the pelvis presses down, you can either feel your butt cheeks squeezing in, or you can press down and feel the tailbone reaching down. So that's gonna still engage your glute muscles. It's just not gonna contract so much into that low back. Can you feel the difference there? Keep that low back lengthening. And let's take the arms out to the side. As we exhale, we're gonna bend the elbows back towards each other. So again, the same thing. Reach the arms up over the head, let the fingers touch. Exhale, squeeze them back. Inhale, lengthen them forward. 3. 4, belly still in. Notice how it wants to help so much. And 5, hold up here. Sweep the arms back like you're flying. If you want, you can lift the feet off the floor. We're lengthening the tailbone and the heart away from one another. Breathing. Back of the neck long. Let's do some pulsations with the hands. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. One more set. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now hold, lengthen. And if it feels okay, you can bend the knees in, grab hold of the ankles, and reach the feet away as the heart reaches forward, belly still in. Breathe. Can you get this heart stretching forward, heel stretching back, sides of the waist hugging in, one more breath. And then start to slowly lower back down. You can release the hands and just rinse your wiper the legs. We have to do one more like that. It's such a nice pose. It really gets the heart moving. All right. So if you did not have the heels the last time, you can try it one leg at a time. Reaching the opposite hand forward and just lifting that foot up, pressing it away. So this works nicely. And then one day, so you notice coming into this, it's just a progression. I'm not really working hard to get there, which is what you want in all of your poses. You don't want to huff and puff with the way in. You want to, it's like the next step. So stay with your step. Honor the step that you're in. Two more breaths up here. And then slowly come back down. Let's roll ourselves over, holding on if you've got both legs over onto one side. Give yourself a nice little stretch. And then rolling yourself all the way back up and over to the second side. Pants are falling down. Beautiful. All right, we're going to roll ourselves back. And then release it. Forearms come together. You can rest your head on the forearms and just start to wiggle a little bit from side to side. Okay, so that does that. We're going to make our way up. And grab yourself a tie if you have one. If you don't, I'll show you where you can add in, but this is a nice little, again, stretching through the shoulders here. You're going to want to have a loop in your tie if you have a tie. And just a foot loop, doesn't have to be that big. You're going to step on the loop. And then you're gonna take your hand, so take your hand down beside it like so. Just gonna take off my sweater, I'm getting hot. Okay. So your hand is out to the side like so. We're gonna bend the elbow, gonna draw the elbow forward, and then we're gonna draw the elbow up. So we do a lot of work like this, yeah? So this feeling of the elbow hugging in is again a way we want to keep that underarm hollow. And then we're going to do the same thing with the second arm. We're going to hold on to the tie. From here, draw the elbows towards each other. Bring your mind's eye back to having that block in the back of your heart. And then planting down through both heels, just start to stretch the arms straight. The tailbone is reaching down, the heart is lifting up, the elbows are hugging towards each other. And just hold for a couple of breaths, trying to lengthen through the whole front side of the body. Try to walk your hands a little farther down the tie if that feels like, if you feel like you've hit a wall that you're not building anything anymore. Underarms still hollow, shoulders not up the ears, tailbone still reaching down, belly still in. Beautiful, and then just take a moment, release, Just take a moment to release all that, we'll switch legs. Okay. So second leg here, we have our hand out to the side like so, bend the elbow in, slide the elbow up. So your hand is sliding through this nice long tie, thank goodness it's long. Elbow hugs in. From here, I'll show you from the back again because there's nothing happening in the front side of my body. I start to grab the tie with both hands and then draw the elbows in and then start to straighten the arms, feeling the tip of the shoulder blades lifting that heart up just like the block was. And the tailbone is reaching towards the heels, the pelvis is maintaining this very neutral position. Upper outer arms drawing forward, up towards the elbows, heart lifting up, breathe. 2 more deep breaths up here. Beautiful, and as we exhale, we'll release it. And just kind of move through the arms. Hopefully that was a nice, good stretch like it was for me. All right, let's go to the first side again. We may as well, now that we're all set up for a dancer pose, and it does look so pretty. So we start the same way. Going to bend the elbow. This time as we lift the hand up towards the shoulder, we can also draw that heel in towards your bum. Elbow still drawing forward, underarm still hollow. And then, okay, so this is the balance. You may want to face the wall so you can hold on to it. I'm just gonna get myself so I'm not on 2 mats, so there's a little bit more balance. So once you've got the tie with both hands, elbows hug towards each other, and now as the arm straighten, that foot presses back. Keep drawing the upper outer arms towards each other, elbows towards each other. Heart lifted up again. Can you feel the block in the back of the heart? As the inner thigh sits back behind you, that right one, and then out to the right. So draw that knee back in towards the midline. One more breath up here. And then release. Take a break. Okay, so let's try that second leg now. Arm out to the side as we bend the elbow and draw that wrist up towards the shoulder. We bend that left knee, and then we draw that elbow up towards the head. Grab the tie with both hands now as the elbows hug in towards the body. At this point, start to find that block behind your heart. Feel how that changes your underarm feeling. Softens. And then keep pressing that foot back as you reach the heart up more. Take a couple of breaths up here. And then slowly when you're ready, make your way back down. Hit the shoulders. And then you can make your way to the floor. Come to the back of the mat. You're gonna come into a squat. So again, if squats don't work really well for you feel a lot of pressure in the shins, you're gonna take a block. This one's a little higher for me. And you're gonna have a seat like so. So this is a squat. This is still squatting. You know, it's still getting that decrease in the hips, it's just not the weight. So it's a good place to start. If squats are not a big deal for you, have a squat. Come down all the way. Now press into the feet. Press your elbows into your knees, get your knees into your elbows, and lift the sides of the waist up. And then we're going to place our hands to the floor. We're just going to hop ourselves to the center of our mat, maybe taking a moment here for a little crow. On the way up to the middle of the mat. And then we're going to have a seat. Beautiful. And sit up nice and tall. Okay. Let's come into a little down angle. So we're going to take our feet into down angle. We're not going to pull the feet back towards us. We're going to take our hands behind us and draw the body a little bit more forward. So that keeps the low back in and up a little easier. Press into the feet. Feel the knees reach away from one another. Don't think of dropping them down towards the floor. Think of reaching them away. Feel how that opens up the groin a little bit more. That's excellent. From here, side body nice and long. Maybe you can do this without the hands doing the work. So if you felt your body just shrink, then come back here and just keep playing with trying to open up and feeling groundedness through the sits bones and tailbone so that as you do lift up, you don't get that dropping feeling. If you've got this, no problem, we're going to lengthen up and over, coming into a little forward fold. Feel that low back draw in, reach that heart forward, press into the feet. Beautiful. Inhale, come up. Let's stretch the legs straight. And then we're going to hold on to the outside of the feet and open up for a little Achilles stretch. And then keep holding on to the feet and press hands into feet, feet into hands as you again reach your heart well beyond your ankles. Low back draw in and up. Go as far forward as you can go. And then as you soften, let the heart drop, let the head go. If you'd like a little bit more of a shell for your tortoise, you can wrap your hands through the space between your thighs and let the head fold into its little cocoon here. Beautiful, let's come on up. Let's slide that left leg in. We're gonna take that right leg and we're just gonna first hug it in. So roll yourself up the thigh. And then we're gonna take that foot off the floor. Keep lifting yourself up that thigh. Roll yourself to the front of the sits bones because we tend to roll back here. So roll to the front, lengthen up, lift that foot up a little higher. Excellent, now hold on to that foot. Pull it in, back behind you, and then reach it forward. Forward and back a few times, or back and forward a few times. So if you have a shoulder blade that rolls, that dislocates, I wouldn't do this next pose, okay? So preface that one, not that it's gonna really do much. You can start with us, so you can, if you want, draw that leg back, and place your right hand underneath here. That's about as far as you need to go. Lift yourself. Feel this as a hip stretch. For those that don't have a shoulder issue, you're gonna hold on to the outside of the right foot with the left hand, and then just gonna stretch that right leg straight, coming into what's called sundial. Now lift that heart up towards that hand in the air. Breathe, kind of lean yourself back. If you're finding this terribly, pretzel-like, it's like, yeah, well, look at what we're doing to ourselves. And then we'll come back forward. And you can hold on to that leg. And if you want, you can hold it in a baby cradle and just rock it a little bit back and forth. See if you've lost your waist. And if you have, lengthen up a little bit more. Excellent. We're going to release that leg down towards the floor. We're going to take our left leg now in the same spot, roll ourselves up, sit up tall. We'll roll to the front of our sit bones. And then we'll lift that foot up. And as we pull the leg towards us, we'll pull or roll our belly up that left thigh. Here we can start to rock back and forth. Lift the foot up, draw back behind you, and up and down a few times. And then here you can place that right hand on the outside of the foot, like over the front and over to the outside. Left hand comes to the floor, shoulder in the shoulder girdle on the left side. And again, this is enough. But if you want a little more, we keep going. We stretch that left foot up and away, stretching that right shoulder up and away. Kind of lean yourself. You're almost leaning on that left leg as if you're relaxing into this pose. Believe it or not, it's a kind of comfortable place. It's just deep. Beautiful. We'll come back now. Draw that leg forward. You can just hold it like so. Or you can baby cradle it. So pressing the big toe into that right bicep. Left hand comes around. We're sitting up tall as we rock that way. Excellent. And since we are ready for it, let's give ourselves a go with a little Agni Stambhasana, so a little fire log pose. Have your right shin parallel to the front of the mat, front edge. You're gonna take that left heel onto the right knee, and then we're gonna sit up nice and tall and see what happens with that left knee. Does it come on top of the right ankle? If it does, excellent. If it's still up here somewhere, just play with beginning to soften the body and feel where you're stuck. You can lift that leg up a little bit and start to play. As you press into the left foot, that knee will move more. If you drop it and it feels okay, press both hands into both feet, sit up nice and tall, hug the hips in towards one another, and then notice as you fold forward, it's like, wow, double pigeon, so cool. Back of the neck long. Your shins should still be parallel with one another. Breathe. Excellent. We're going to come back up. I'm going to take the legs out to the side and just give them a little shake from side to side. A little wringing out. All right, let's do the second leg. So the left foot now comes underneath. I'm going to hold on to that right one, sitting it up nice and tall first, and then the heel comes onto the knee. Lengthen up. As you lengthen up, notice that right knee starts to drop down a little bit. You can stay here, just playing, feeling that movement. If the movement is kind of easy, press into both feet. That also helps you get that knee down. And then lengthen as you hug the hips in towards one another. Start to fold forward. Wow. Wow. Breathe. Keep pressing into the feet, lengthen. Beautiful. Come back up. I'm going to take both hands now behind us. You can roll, kind of sit on your hands. Bend the elbows back down, and let's take the legs and just lift them up. Beautiful. Let's just do some circles with them. Switch directions. Beautiful. And then you can roll yourself up, grab your extra layers or make sure that they're close by. And then we're going to roll ourselves all the way down to the mats. And just spread the arms wide. Again, just take up a little space on the mat. So we're going to end with a little twist. So we're going to press down through the feet. We'll lift our hips up and over to the right about 2 inches. We're going to slide that left leg straight. Take the right leg up to the chest. And then bring the foot towards the knee as you roll the knee over to the left, kind of lifting that knee up a little bit more towards the underarm. So we're lengthening, getting a nice stretch through the buttocks as we reach the left foot away from the crown of the head. Breathe. So my left knee is not on the floor, my foot is not on the floor. I'm actually just holding it up with my left hand. And here I like to focus on how the breath changes now that my body is in a bit of a spiral. Beautiful, we're gonna roll ourselves back. Just rock a little bit from side to side with that left knee. Sorry, that right knee. Beautiful, we'll plant that foot down. We're gonna lift up the hips and move through center, 2 inches over to the left. Slide that right leg straight, take the left knee in, give it a hug. From here, we lengthen as we start to reach that leg down, the right shoulder and left shoulder both on the floor. Feeling the length between the foot and the head as I round or spiral myself. Breathe. Beautiful, I'm going to come back through center. Release the foot, both feet can bend to draw the legs back through center. We're going to take our arms and just give yourself a nice big hug. See if you can grab hold of your shoulder blades. And if you can, also use your fingers to give yourself a little massage to the shoulder blades. Even all the way up to the tops of the shoulders. Give yourself a little love. Beautiful, open those arms up. We're going to switch to the second arm. Top arm now is the last bottom arm. Again, give yourself a little massage. Beautiful, and then shake out your arms. And then let them soften to the floor. And let's press the lowest part of the belly into the floor. We'll lift the legs up and let's shake those legs out too now. And then start to slowly let them drop towards the floor. And if there's any other areas that you want to shake out before you make your way into Shavasana, feel free. And then as you settle yourself down into your Shavasana, feel each exhale, so the back side of the body surrendering just a little bit more of itself into the earth. Feel the facial features soften, the eyes soften. Part your lips ever so slightly, part your jaw ever so slightly. Sorry, guys. It's right through everything. Wow. You just keep breathing. Today's daily Om is called The Greatness in Others. A person who is said to possess greatness stands apart from others in some way, usually by the size or originality of their vision and their ability to manifest that vision. Yet those who recognize that greatness, whether they display it themselves or not, also have greatness within them. Otherwise, they could not see it in the other. In many ways, the achievements of one person always belong to many people, for we accomplish nothing alone in this world. People who display greatness rely upon others who are able to see as they do, to listen, encourage, and support. So those people who recognize greatness and move in to support it, even the greatest ideas, works of art, and political movements would remain unborn. We are all moved by greatness when we see it, and although the experience is to some degree subjective, we know the feelings of it. When we encounter it, it's as if something in us stirs, awakens, and comes forth to meet what was inside of us all along. When we respond to someone else's greatness, we feed on our own. We may feel called to dedicate ourselves to their vision, or we may be inspired to follow a path we forge ourselves. Either way, we cannot lose when we recognize that the greatness we see in others belongs also to us. Our recognition of this is a call to action that, if heeded, we inspire others to see in us the greatness they also possess. This creates a chain reaction of greatness unfolding itself endlessly into the future. Ultimately, greatness is simply the best of what humanity has to offer. Greatness does what has not been done before and inspires the same courage as it requires. When we see it in others, we know it. And when we see, trust its presence in ourselves. And when we trust its presence in ourselves, we embody it. I don't know where C came from. So you can begin to deepen your breath. As the energy starts to move through down through the arms and your legs, encourage that movement by wiggling through your fingers and toes, by stretching and yawning. Take a little time on your side. Always make sure that you have this moment in your practice where there's complete and utter just enjoyment of everything you just did. And here, as we notice how the practice made us feel, we thank ourselves. And then as we make our way up, set in that kind of shift into gratitude, and we can start to thank each other for the feelings that we have created by all of us together. We'll bring our hands to our heart up into our hands. Let's take this moment to offer our gratitude for all that we have on and off our mats, including these physical bodies that support us, the fact that we have this time for ourselves, another beautiful day, each other. And feel free to come up with a few other reasons why you should be grateful at this moment. I bet you could whip them off. And notice as you think of them, just makes you feel better and better. And here we end our practice, sealing it in with the sound of one Om. So we'll take a nice big inhale. Big exhale through the mouth. Inhaling to Om. Let that vibration connect you a little deeper. As a reminder, our thoughts should always be filtered through our hearts. We bring our hands to our head as a reminder that these are our thoughts, and we bring them right back to where they belong. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.